All right. Uh, Good night, everybody. Good evening, everybody. We're Los Pollos Hermanos. Our team name might ring a bell to some people. It's known for drugs, but drugs in a different way. They also look at drugs in a supply chain, from a supply chain perspective, and we also took the same angle to the problem. So we started from this use case where you have a patient which is HIV positive, and it takes them too long to reach the medical facilities. Actually, the medical centers, they don't have any visibility on the supply or the demand, and they just hope that the medicine arrives to the patient. So actually, the core driver for this is the fragmented and inefficient supply chain. And if you look at it from two perspectives, you have the costly black box with a lot of middlemen, a lot of chaos. And at the end, you don't have the demand management. You don't know where your demand is. You don't know where you have to ship your products. So what we came up with is to capture data in real time using IoT. And we built this, that's why I brought it here on stage, this little Raspberry Pi Zero, which is actually capable of sending location data, temperature, and humidity data about the environment. And this can actually be attached to a set of packages of medicine so that it can be tracked through space and time, basically. And this allows you to do things like this. So this is a demo visualization which we built, which my dear friend here built in Splunk, which allows you to in real time see where your packages are at, how they're moving, and to see where the stock places are and stuff. So our solution architecture looks like this. So on the one hand, we have at the moment the Raspberry Pi sensor, which is a proof of concept, which dumps the data via REST API into MongoDB, which is a NoSQL database, and then we have a data visualization happening in Splunk. Actually, what are the benefits to this? So skipping the technical pieces for this, it's actually the full traceability and transparency at last, actually, because we've had a lot of workshops. We've been seeing teams that are having trouble finding the data. This actually provides you with the sensors that you need to capture the data, to identify flows of drugs, map stock locations, to identify early possible shortages, and to identify areas with low availability. This is also an enabler for optimization, so it kits out the middleman, locates the bottlenecks in the supply chain. Also for the future, it's a database for future applications. So once you've gathered a lot of data, it allows you to, with AI, with machine learning, and this is something that some people among us here know better than I do, allows you to build all kinds of predictive models, very, very cool applications. Also, it helps you to closely follow up on the conditions of your drugs. So it helps to in early detection of bad drugs due to circumstances, as there's a temperature and a humidity sensor on here. And actually, to roll this out on the local level, there's not a lot of dependency on the locals, which is a great, something that we've had as a feedback here when we were pitching our idea to the coaches, is that a minimal reliance on local teams is the way to go. Is if we can control it from here on out, from our side, then we can actually control it better. So this is a slide that we found in our research, is that shows that 151 million vaccines actually are getting lost to improper refrigerating, and this is outside of the HIV problem. Within HIV, we've heard that HIV medication is actually more resistant to circumstantial factors. But it can also be applied to other pharmaceuticals, so that's why we put it in here. So there are also some challenges to have this. So there's some financial availability. Financial model needs to be worked out to see how much sensors we need to attach to which parcels, to maybe pallets, to trucks. That needs to be found out. Also, the connectivity of IoT, maybe it's not everywhere we can connect to it. There might be fraud, and also about patient privacy. This is also one of the issues that need to be tackled. So this is it, but we have one more thing which we worked on. We also covered the last mile. So not only until the stock places, we also built an app, Skylar, which might also sound familiar to some people who watched the series Breaking Bad. which is a proof of concept from a mobile app or as a MS service that is complementary to IoT sensors. So our IoT goes until the medical centers, and from the medical centers onwards, the Skylar app takes over. Skylar app is actually a bit like Deliveroo, where a patient can request medication, and these requests are mapped on a map, and then a supplier or a rider can find it. And our app developer here, Charles, he's going to give you a little overview of a demo. So this is the supply solution architecture where it neatly fits into the IoT thing that we had, also via the REST API. It's putting it to the database. So just to have a little a demo.
Here is Skylar. So you can either join as a requester, so you're going to be a patient that requests medicines, or you can join as a driver, and then you're probably going to deliver medicines to patients. Here are some screens. So you can, when you join in as a requester, you have a map showing the facilities nearby that have some stocks in the medicine that you would like to get. And then you can get some more information on the current stocks and then place an order, just very much like it's done in Deliveroo and other apps like that. And then once the order is confirmed, you'll get a notification once the delivery guy wants to deliver the order to you. And for the other side of the app, for the drivers, then it's very much the same thing, but in the opposite way. So you have a map showing the orders to take up in the area, and then whenever you feel like you want to help someone, you take up the order and you deliver it to the patient. Now, I have a note to say, this is a mobile app, but we're going to have interfaces with SMS so that people that have kind of an older phone can still use our core features.
All right, this is it. Thank you so much for your attention. Thanks to the coaches and the people organizing here. We were Los Pollos Hermanos.
Thank you so much for taking the time to put this together. Mine is just a little bit of a clarification. You mentioned you wanted as minimal local involvement as possible. What do you feel that will have in terms of sustainability of this particular intervention in a local community?
Yeah, it's a very good question, because attaching sensor and just sending it out to the local community is something that is not sustainable. You cannot just keep on sending sensors. So we've looked into this, but it's something that still needs to be worked out. We were thinking about a resending option, so people, when they arrive, they can send it back with the postage is already paid, but this is something that needs to be worked out. Very good point.